systems. Okay, so we got another talk. Give us 5 minutes to make a changeover, and we'll start with the next talk. So next talk's going to focus more on the economic systems and how we can maybe change them, okay, to maybe better deal with waste. That makes sense. Makes a good ratio. I didn't know you could. Make sure that's shared. Sure.
Okay, hi everyone. Hello. Good evening. So my name is Long and this is William. Today we will discuss about the idea and versus circular economies. So first I have a bag of sandwich and this is not for you guys. It's for our presentation. So for the outline of our presentation, first we want to make sure that you guys understand about the two different concepts. The first one is linear economies, the second one is circular economies, and also we will explain some of the major problems with linear economies. Then we will discuss about the barriers in transitioning to circular economy and the drivers in transitioning to circular economy. And finally is conclusion and reference. So for this one, this is a bag of sandwich, and as I was lived in Vietnam, I thought that everything in Australia is more expensive. But when I come here, I discovered that this bag of sandwich is even cheaper than in my hometown now. So the question for you guys is, what are the steps to produce and distribute this bag of sandwich? What are the steps to produce this bag of sandwich?
All the way from the start?
Anything.
Make the bread.
Do?
Make the bread, get the flour.
Okay, farm the wheat.
Yes, we have to grow the wheat, right?
Yes.
Growing the wheat. What next? What next?
Make the plastic bag.
Make the plastic bag. Right. Now we grow the wheat, we have the plastic bag, but we don't have the same wheat. What we do with the wheat?
Harvest it.
Yes, harvest it. Harvest it. We collect the seed from the wheat, and we try to make sandwich out of that. Then what next? How are we going to distribute it? Yes, packaging it. We package it with plastic bag. put the sandwich inside
Yeah.
and put it on the shelf in the supermarket. That is how the linear economy works. So, yes, just like you guys said that, first we grow the wheat, then we collect the seed, make sandwich, put it into the bag, put it on the shelf, sell to the customer, and finally we eat it up, and then we throw the plastic bag away. Or maybe this is overdue and you throw the whole bag away. That depends on the consumer. So this is the concept of linear economy, which is take, make, and waste. Okay?
Wouldn't it also be after you harvest it, you would then make the flour, package the flour, sell that?
That's
and
right.
Then make the bread, pack the bread, sell that. So
Yeah, so basically this is just like the idea of the concept. And I know there is a lot more smaller steps in there, but basically you can understand the step, right? Cool. So next, the problem with this linear economy mindset. So for example, I am a woodworker. I sell this bag of sandwich for $1.9, and Coles is my competitor. They will try somehow to lower the price like $1.8 to oversell me. So how can I keep my price down and still making profit from it? How can I keep this bad price so low? Is there any way?
One of the steps cheaper.
What is it? You first.
Cut the cost for one of the previous steps.
Cut the cost. For example, which step?
Production.
Production. Yes, that's right. So for example, I can pay my employees less. I can pay them less, make them work more, and increase my price overall. Yeah. What else? What else? Anyone have an idea? How about you? What? What is it?
It will expire in 4 days, right? 4 or 5 days.
Can you repeat that?
Bread will expire in 4 or 5 days.
The bread will expire.
It's fine.
It's good.
It goes bad in a few days.
Okay.
Bad, yeah.
Yeah.
So make the bread last longer. Is that right?
Yeah. Use preservatives.
Make it last longer.
So preservative chemicals and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
And that way you're not using organic
Sometimes
products
there's
that are more
leftover bread.
expensive.
Yeah. But then I will sell it less, right? I want to sell more.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah. Then I will sell it less because people are going to use it for a longer time. I don't want that. I want to sell more. This stuff. Yeah. So basically, that's the case. We try to reduce the cost of making this sandwich. So, and we only making money from distribution to the consumption, which means we only making money when we sell the bag of sandwich. So, first, we're gonna make people suffer because we decrease their income and make them work more. Secondly, we can reduce the price of this one by maybe use more chemical to grow more wheat, right? We use more chemical, and then we can produce more wheat. The cheaper the price.
And there is one more.
Yeah. What is it?
They'll tie it with the farmer directly.
Sorry.
reducing the paying the farmers less.
Yeah, Woolworths or Coles, they will directly tie up with the farmer.
Oh,
Yeah, pay the farmers less.
that's right.
And
Pay the
also-
farmer less. Pay the farmer less per kilo of wheat, for example. So there's a lot of way to reduce the waste. But that is not the whole picture of this linear economy, because as you can see, all of the steps from the beginning to the consumption of this bag of sandwich, there are waste everywhere. For example, after I harvest the wheat, there would be I only collect the seed of the wheat and all everything else is waste. Or like in production, maybe there's some flour that is overdate and I throw it away, they also waste. And when the distribution to the supermarket, maybe some of them gonna broken and get crushed like this and it become waste. So actually, I changed it a little bit. So it's not take, make and waste, but it's actually destroy, take waste, and then make waste, and then consuming waste. It's waste all over the place, right? Yeah. And why I said the destroy in the beginning? Because as you can see, when we grow the wheat, we use a lot of chemical, and that destroy the soil. Basically, we are using up all of the nutrition from the soil to produce the wheat for making this sandwich. And we as a consumer, we don't have to pay anything on that, right? Right? So who is paying for this waste? Can anyone tell who is paying for all of these waste that we produce from the beginning to the end? What is it? Consumer?
The farmer at the start,
Farmer? Yes?
because every citizen.
The environment is paying the price.
If the consumer have to pay for only waste, we're not gonna have the cheap sandwich like this. We will have a much more expensive bed of sandwich, right? Okay, so the one that actually paying for this waste is actually the community live in the process. For example, the health of the worker in the factory to produce this sandwich, they have to work more and in not a very good condition, so that their health might be affected. And also, the earth is the one who paying our waste, because all of the pollution from the waste to produce this bag of sandwich, like plastic pollution, the consumer don't have to pay anything for that, and also the company that produce sandwich don't pay, and the earth gonna be the one who pay or not. That.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
How can the earth pay like the
So I think
actually the problem that arises from waste, we face the problem, right? So it's not like the earth is facing the problem of paying for the waste.
I mean, the natural resources, it needs everything.
I can hear you clearly.
Yeah, I was adding up to his question here. That's how is the earth suffering, right?
Yes, so I forget to explain the important part of the linear economy. So with the linear economy mindset, we think that the earth has infinite regenerative capacity, which means every waste that we dump to the earth, they're gonna somehow disappear, and the earth will be okay. So that is the mindset of the linear economy. That's why the earth is paying for only waste, because we think that the earth can somehow treat all of our waste and still thrive for it. But that's not the case. So the case is the earth is more and more polluted. It's not infinite in regenerative ability. So it's more pollution. And also the polluted earth is actually affect the community that live around the polluted place. And we don't have to pay anything for that. We don't have to pay anything.
In our health.
Yeah. So let's move on to the alternatives economy. And William will present it to you guys.
Well, now I will introduce the circular economic. And before I introduce that, I want to let you guys know this one is economic with feedback loops. The difference with the circular economy and this one is still have the input raw material and generation of the waste. So the circular economy impels for more than the graduation of the waste through recycling. Stress of the following in these points. First is the reducing the consumption of the raw materials and designing products in such a manner that they can easily be taken apart and reduced after use. And now, next, I want to introduce another way to have a better understand about the circular economy. Well, the first one is refuse. It means preventing the use of the raw materials. And the second one is reduce. It means reducing the use of the raw materials. And the third one, reuse. It means product reuse, like use some second hands or sharing of the products and something else. And next is the refurbish. It means refurbishing a product. For example, put some like art in to the thing and make it how to say increase old things value or something else. And it's the remanufacture. It means creating a new product from the part of the old item or something else, old item or products. And next is the repurposal. It means products reused for a different proposal. And now is a recycle. I believe everyone knows that's what it means. And the last one is the recover energy. It means burning of the waste to product energy, like use fire for
Okay, so basically, both of us is not English native English speaker. So if anyone don't understand anything on the slide, you can ask in the end of our presentation. Okay. Okay, I can move on.
yeah.
So let's make a discussion. Let's make an argument. I will divide the class into two halves. So this half of the class is going to be linear economy mindset, which means for us it's a profit, and that's all of us think about. And the other half of this class is going to be the circular economy mindset, which is you are one making profits, but you also care about the environment and care about people health and well-being. So now let's make an argument. You guys are the circular economy mindset. You have to somehow convey us from linear economy mindset and transition into your circular economy mindset. Okay? So you guys go first. What is the benefit of circular economies?
I think first we have to understand your problem of statement, why you are not willing to transfer into circular economy rather than the linear one. After that,
Because
we
it's
can
cheaper
find
to
solution.
stay linear.
Okay, so he's saying that why, if we know that is better, why don't we just transition into it? Okay, what do you say?
It's cheaper to stay linear because it'll cost more to transition.
Yeah. Profit. So what did you guys say? Anyone?
When you make the product, you can use that energy.
If you lose the environment, you lose.
I want to be on the so we can argue.
Okay, so anyone have anything to say?
It's not only the money that we make our life happy and successful. We have to think is that we have to have peaceful life without any harm, disease. Our surrounding environment should be very clean. So for that, if you think we have to have profit as well as protection of our environment, we have to go side by side. Not only the money. If you focus only with money, then after a few years, whole environment will damage. So like in some part of the world, there is no river. All river have become like a drainage system. Like some living planets, the endangered species were all gone and extinct. And like in the ocean or river, the fish were all turned into different species. So if we really focus with money and profit, later on when we really think everything is done, and then we cannot regain our environment. So
Okay,
this
I
is
want
the
to
main
switch side right now. You guys have to pull me back because I'm confused by you. Let's pull me back. Okay.
Well, because I know it, like we have to do something for environment, but do you know how much I have to cost to make this circular economy? Like I might have to cost a lot of money because I'm the company, right? I just want to make money for, but also I know that like a responsibility to the society. So do you guys know how much money I have?
Oh,
Like
Okay.
In this hypothetical, how old would you be running this company?
How old would I be?
Yeah, being like a CEO of a company, you're in charge of it. Would you not care about the next generation? You
Oh, so you are more on this side, right?
No, I'm
Okay, I'm
saying,
going to get back to this side.
no, I'm
so.
saying, yeah, like, oh, I'm 70, in a few years I'm going to retire, I want to make as much money as possible, and I don't have family or kids,
Yeah, that's
so
right, that's
And
right.
it also
I don't
costs
care
more.
about.
If you look at, for example, the bread that you were telling us about, organic costs more. Organic is supposed to be better for the environment and all that stuff, but it costs too much. And if I'm poor, or if I'm less fortunate, or if I don't have enough money, I'm not gonna go for organic. I'm gonna go for the cheap one.
Okay, so that's the end of our argument. As you can see, there is a lot of barrier to. Oh, you want to say something?
Yeah, to add on to the point, the problem that is here is because everybody comes to this world. He says he wants to make, he'll be retiring, so he needs to make the money, the most of the money he can make. I'm also saying the same thing here. He's also saying the same thing there. And where we are now, the impacts we have in our environment, most of those mistakes people did many years ago. Of that, you come, you want to do the best in the process, you harm the environment, somebody else comes, and here the problems are here with us right now. And if we continue this way, you can just imagine where we will be in the next years to come.
Yeah.
I was just saying the hypothetical.
I'm not a bad person, I'm just playing the role.
Don't care.
You guys have fun, right? So, okay. So as you can see, that there are a lot of barriers and like push between the linear economies and circular economies. So we talk about the two main, like there's a lot of barriers, but we just want to point two main barriers for when transitioning to circular economy. And William?
Yes, thank you. Well, I mainly talk about the two parts of this. First of all is cultural, which means the value chain issues. A few people are willing to use recycled products as a raw material. For example, if I buy a phone, I want to all product in this phone are new. I don't want to use the recycle. Even they have same, even they are same. But for me, I want to use a new. I think this is cultural issues. And another one is economic problem. It is usually more expensive to manufacture durable, long-lasting goods than a quick and disposable version. well, like the phone. Nowadays, the life cycle of the communication is generally very short. Smartphone may have many precisions parts and are easily broken. The longer in the lifespan of the common details is, the fewer resource people develop, possibly more transportation to the circular economy. For example, the left phone, maybe I can call the old phone, like the Nokia smartphone, old phone band, sorry. The Nokia, maybe the battery can have 3 or 4 days, but the smartphones only have 3 or 4 hours. We need to always find the battery to charge it. And of the lifespan, maybe the Nokia can still going. Maybe they have another function is a hammer we can use to do something else. But the smartphones, maybe 1 or 2 years is I think it's better. Like the Apple, they have iPhone 13, maybe iPhone 14 next year. They have 1 year have a new smartphone. Yeah, that's all.
So I think most of you guys gonna be really sad because there are so much difficulties in transitioning to circular economy. But let's take a more positive look. So there are 4 drivers, 4 things that can push the economies toward the circular economies. So according to this researcher study, they study specifically in the plastic that used in automobile, for example, cars, motorbike. So they can see that the plastic that go all the way from the beginning to the end of the life cycle and then become waste. There are 4 things that could improve the recycle of this plastic material. So the first one is the cultural driver. So the main rationale for vehicle manufacturers to implement a sustainability strategy, including using recycled plastic, is actually consumer awareness. You know, so for example, when people demand more car using recycled plastic, then the manufacturer will actually implement the recycled plastic in the car. And the next one is regulatory. So if the policy maker focus more policies on recycled plastic, that could also drive to support, like they can funding more to improve the technologies to recycle plastic better. That's for the government. And the next one is economic. So if the for the economics, in this study, they see that the automobile sector, they only use recycled plastic in their sector. Even though there are a lot of recycled plastic in all of the sector, they only use recycled plastic in their automobile sector. So for the economic, if they can somehow making profit from using recycled plastic from all other sector like food or something else, that might drive them to change to circular economy. And finally, the technical one. There is a very promising technique to recycle plastic, which is using chemical. But right now, using chemical to recycle plastic gonna damage the environment because it's gonna cause a lot of pollutions. So if we can somehow improve the technical aspect of recycling plastic, this can also help to transition to circular economy. Okay, finally is our conclusion, which is also answer the question for today.
Well, sorry. Well, in general, linear economy can translate into the circular economy, but it is not simple. I think it's most difficult maybe. And we can use education to raise people awareness about the circular economy, and the governments can use the regulator to encourage transition into circular economy.
Thank you for listening. This is our reference. If you guys want to know more about it, and here's Q&A section. So if you don't understand any part of the presentation or have any question, feel free to ask us.
I'm going first because there's a few questions online.
Okay.
Okay, so basically they're asking, is there any examples of a very successful transition to a circular economy in any country or organisation? And secondly, is it possible to implement a 100% circular economy? Is that possible?
I think there is a company who producing pens, like this pens, and they have somehow so after the life cycle of the pen, they will collect it, bring it to their factory, and then make a new pen from it. So that's one of the model that I heard so far. I don't remember the company name. You guys can look it up. Another example is that so basically the idea is we're not gonna buy the whole pen, or we're not gonna buy this whole laptop. We're just gonna rent it out. So the idea that you just renting the laptop, and at the end of the life cycle, when it's broken, you can give it back to the manufacturer, and the manufacturer will give you a new one, and they will somehow deal with the waste for you. So that's another model. What is the second question?
Can you have 100% circular economy? So even the example of the clothing,
Yeah.
you're not going to get 100% circular economy, is it? Is it possible?
Yeah, it's actually in this slide right here. Okay. So the ideal is that we want to transition to circular economy. But basically, I think, in my opinion, most of us today is in the economy feedback loops, which means we are still input raw material in our economy and just recycle a little bit of that at the end of the life cycle. So ideally is going to circular economy, but right now we are moving to that place. So yes, we can, but it will take time and a lot of things to do. Okay. Do you have any questions?
More questions?
I think the example is because they can be repairable. That's the intention of the electrical device. Because you can repair it. That's the point actually. So it's not in the linear economy to begin with.
Yeah.
So there is no point in renting or giving back to the company.
Yeah, so the idea of that model is that we try to somehow make the laptop that each component can be reused. Every component can be reused back into making another laptop or something else. Yeah, so that's the idea, but I don't know if anyone done it or not. Yeah. It's, yeah.
No, that's a good point, because there's that one, and then you also have the one where clothing, not just recycling clothes. A lot of people now, I'd say a lot, it's not actually that many, but it's more than there were before. They're using recycled plastic bottles to make bread, and that is one. And in Africa, I don't remember which country, but what they're doing is they're using banana leaves. So that's supposed to create a more circular economy, because the banana that's being produced gets sent to where it needs to for import and export, and then the leaves from it can be used for like rugs and carpets and other things that are household items that you might need. So I think, like you said, we're on the way, but it might take a while. But projects like that, like plastic bottles,
Actually, to add to that, you are from Vietnam.
Yes.
Yeah, there is a thing in Vietnam. They use straws, the glass straws, instead of plastic. I think most of the places in Vietnam, in southern part of Vietnam.
I know the glass straws.
Instead of plastic straws,
Yeah.
they use bamboo.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, okay. So basically, I think that mostly the problem is that when a plastic bottle is recycled, it's not recycling into something more valuable. So basically, we are downcycle. So if somehow we can upcycle the things, make them more valuable, then maybe we can transition to circular economy. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I think it's getting close to finish time. All I need to do now is remind you what we need to do. So I think most of you have been onto pedal pad now.